المحبة العلوية وأكمل لنا ديننا بولاية المرتزقية وتم نعمته علينا بهداية الهيدرية ونسلم على سيدنا الخلق المؤمن الحق بالحق حبيب إلهنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
صلى الله عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المخلصين الهداة المهديين. اللهم كن بوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. وأما بعد فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه المجيد وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان صدق الله العلي العظيم. Brothers and sisters in Iman, Assalamu alaikum. Over the last few nights, one of my main aims has been for us to realize our value and our worth. Because unless we realize who we are and what our place is in the grand scheme of the universe, then we will sell ourselves very cheaply. And what Shaitan is trying to do, and this is what this world is a trading platform. Amir al-Mu'min says that dunya majjar al-insan, that we trade here. This is what we are. And you will see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually talks about this in the Quran, and Allah says, Yashtari, I buy. So buying and selling is to do with trade. So Allah says we buy from what we need. Their a'mal, what they do. This question always comes about, that are human beings born evil or good? Something that always comes about. And this is something we have to try to understand, that no human being is born evil. Everybody is born pure. Everybody. And unfortunately, we get caught up, again, because I said, the further we go away from the teachings of Quran, the teachings of Ahlul Bayt, the more we become, in a way, we lose ourselves. And we lose this value. When I say everyone is born pure, this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that Allah does not create, because this is zulm. If Allah creates a child that comes out of the womb, that this child is pure, born evil, then this is zulm, because this child has got no chance in this life. Allah is not the Zalim. So we have to see that everyone is born pure. When you start thinking negatively, I've heard a lot of people say, I am bad nasib. I have bad luck. And this again goes against the teachings of Islam. Nobody has bad luck. Nobody is bad nasib. Even Yazid was not bad nasib. In fact, Yazid was a very lucky human being. Because when you think about it, he had the chance to meet Imam Hussein face to face. He had the chance to meet Hazrat Zainab face to face. Imam Sajjad face to face. He could have at any point wanted to become good. We look at the biggest enemy of Allah in the Quran is Pharaoh. Yeah, we could also say, oh, Pharaoh was bad nasib, that he turned out to be Pharaoh and go against God. But 17 years Musa spent to do hidayah to Pharaoh. 17 years. And this is what we see. When I say, listen, especially for youngsters who realize this, who is your Mawla? See, when we say sometimes with the Ahl Sunnah, we have this, they say, why do you follow Amir al-Mu'mineen? Why do you follow Imam Hassan? Why do you follow Imam Hussein? We have to understand that who our Mawla is. And this is the amazing thing as well. On the 3rd of Sha'ban, we all know it's the birthday of our Mawla, Imam Hussein, yes. Imam al-Zaman himself has written a letter to one of his wakils. And in this letter, Imam al-Zaman starts this. This letter was written on the day of Thursday, on the 3rd of Sha'ban. Imam al-Zaman starts to write written to Ala ibn Qasim. Qasim ibn Ala was his name. He wrote to him this, and he said, Qasim ibn Ala, today, Thursday, is the 3rd of Sha'ban. It is the birthday of our Mawla, Imam Hussein. Then we have to look at the word Mawla. What is Imam al-Zaman saying? Is Imam Hussein the Mawla of all of the Imams after himself? Or is he saying, is Imam Hussein the mothers of the Shia in general? See, Imam al-Zaman is a Shia of Imam Hussein. And this is again, this is what you gotta understand. Our youngsters will realize Shia, being a Shia, is the highest maqam. Again, we talked about last night about Hazrat Ibrahim. We say maqam of Ibrahim. If you understand the maqam of Ibrahim, you're amam from the azab of Allah. Yes. Allah says in the Quran about Ibrahim what? Many titles Ibrahim is given. Yes? جَعَلَكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا. So first of all, Allah says, even though you are Nabi Ulul Azm, you are Khalilullah, that means what? That means you're a friend of Allah. But I have also given you one more maqam of Imamat. Which means maqam of Imamat is higher than maqam of Nubuwwat. Okay? Then Allah goes on to say towards the end of the Quran, وَمِن شِيعَتِهِ لَإِبْرَاهِيمَ. Ibrahim was a Shia. So this being a Shia, the maqam is extremely high. And this is another thing I wanted to say about Karbala when I say we are very unique in this sense is this. All 124,000 prophets and all Imams had to cry for Imam Hussein. They had to cry for Imam Hussein. Otherwise they would not be accepted.
Oh, no.
Even Imam Hussein cried for himself. Imam Hussein cried for himself. It is written in one of our books that one day Imam Hussein was sat in the garden, in a corner of the garden. He was weeping very, very loudly. Hazrat Zainab heard this. She came out of the house. Ya Hussein, what is it? What's happened? Why are you crying like this? Did someone die? What's happening? He said, no. Zainab, I have heard from Rasulullah so much that the sawab of crying for Hussein is so high that I also want to participate in this. You know, on the 2nd of Muharram, Imam Hussein, the first Majlis of Azhar for Imam Hussein at Karbala was himself. He sat Lady Zainab down, he sat in front of her, opposite each other. And he started saying, what's going to happen to me? Oh Zainab, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. She started to weep. So you see this masa'ib, this crying for Hussein. All the prophets had to do this. All of them. I'm not going to expand on this next point too much, but for those of you who will get what I'm trying to say, will get it. Even some of the prophets had to bleed for Imam Hussein. They had to shed blood for Imam Hussein. Where would they shed this blood? At Karbala. At Karbala. One of the prophets that shed blood for Imam Hussein was Ibrahim. He was on his horse. He was traveling through the land of Karbala. There was a rock or something on the sand. He didn't see it. The horse hit it. The horse stopped. Ibrahim fell off the horse. He hit his head on the sand, on the rock. He started to bleed. He became very upset. Jibreel came down. Ya Jibreel, have I done something wrong that Allah is doing this to me? Why should I? He said, no, Jibreel, this is the land of Karbala. He said, what is the land of Karbala? He said, this is where your grandson Hussein will be killed. He said, who is Hussein? My name is Hussein. There Hazrat Jibreel read the Masa'ib of Imam Hussein for Hazrat Ibrahim. Hazrat Ibrahim started to cry. Jibreel said to him, Ibrahim, now that you have cried for Hussein, Allah has written your name of Azadar of Hussein. This maqam of Azadar of Hussein is higher than any other maqam Allah has given you. Tonight I'm going to pump you all up. Honestly, tonight I'm going to pump you up. Tomorrow I'm going to deflate you slightly. So I'm warning you now, okay? But I have to. This is our job. Amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. This is what we have to do. They both go together. It's equal. Tonight I'm going to pump you up. So first of all, so Ibrahim cried. Ibrahim shed blood for Hussein. When Imam Hussein was born, till the day Amir al-Mu'mineen passed away, he never once called him by the name Hussein. Never. See, Hussein is what we say is the Christian name, isn't it? Sometimes when you have adab for someone, you have respect for someone, you will never call them by the name. You always give him a title. This was the same for Abu Fadl al-Abbas. He never once called Imam Hussein his brother. Never. Never. Which is why they say when Hazrat Zainab came back in Arba'in, she didn't go to the grave of Imam Hussein first, she went to the grave of Abu Fadl al-Abbas first. said, "Oh Abbas, please forgive me. On the day of Ashura, I came to the body of Hussein, but they wouldn't let me come to Al-Bama. If it was my choice, I would have come to your body as well, but they wouldn't let me, this enemy." So she said, "Abbas, forgive me on the day of judgment." Then she said, "Abbas, however, I have one shikayat from you. At the end, you called Hussein brother. Ya akha, idrik akha." Hazrat Abbas, the very last moment when he was fallen on the ground, he called Imam Hussein brother for the very first time in his life. Yet he said, Hazrat Zainab said, "Yet once I just wanted you to hear you call me sister. But you never did this, Abbas." Yeah? So this adab and respect came from Amir al-Mu'mineen. And this is another thing, my youngsters, please remember this. You are the Shias of Amir al-Mu'mineen. This tongue of yours, and this is all related to my topic, this tongue of yours is connected to this heart of yours. Yes. Don't use this tongue for bad language. This is not in our marah, this is not in our makeup at all. We have a sifain. It is all, everything I say to you honestly with 100% yaqeen. May Allah, if I ever say anything that is khilaf of Ahlul Bayt, the Quran, or this member, may Allah curse me on the day of judgment with this member. This is how much yaqeen I have. This is how much certainty I have. At the Battle of Sifain, when Amir al-Mu'mineen's army got to be near the army of Muawiyah, they started swearing at them. Amir al-Mu'mineen told them off. He went on his horse quickly and he said, "Why are you swearing at them?" They said, "Amir al-Mu'mineen, these are our enemies. Because if they're your enemies, fight them. Why do you have to use bad language towards them?" Allah also says this in the Quran, that the mu'min will not use bad language. You see, this tongue that has said Hussein for many years, if this tongue is then used to lie and to do backbiting and to swear and to use bad language, then this does not work out. So Amir al-Mu'mineen would only call Imam Hussein with a few titles. First one was Abu Abdullah. Whenever he wanted Imam Hussein, he would say to him, "Ya Abu Abdullah." The other name that Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen would use for Imam Hussein was this, "Ya Abrata kull mu'min." What is this? Oh, the reason for the crying of every mu'min. This is why all 124,000 prophets had to cry for Imam Hussein, otherwise they wouldn't be cast as a mu'min. And this is one thing that we have that connects us with all Ahlul Bayt. Because if I said to you, you want to be like, this is again, it's a slogan, and there's nothing wrong with these slogans, honestly. There's nothing wrong with these slogans. Live like Ali, die like Hussein. It's a slogan. In reality, none of us will ever do that. Reality is absolutely true. But it's a nice slogan. It goes on t-shirts and people like it, youngsters like it. Sallallahu ala Muhammad.
Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So, live like Ali, die like Hussein. This is a slogan. But none of us in reality can do jihad like Amir al-Mu'mineen. Not at all. Whether it's jihad al-nafs, whether it's jihad al-mal, whether it's jihad al-fighting the war. We can never do this like Amir al-Mu'mineen. We can try. This is our aim. These are goals. Yes. Die like Hussein, of course we can. And nobody can die like Hussein, because not Yom Kippur. There is no day like yours, Hussein. No day. This is what prophets say. However, there is one a'mal that we all do, that we share with all 124,000 and all Ahlul Bayt. Because the Prophet cried for Hussein. And Amir al-Mu'mineen cried for Imam Hussein. Bibi Park cried for Imam Hussein. Everybody, Imam Hassan cried for Imam Hussein. Imam al-Zaman cries for Hussein day and night. Day and night. Now, their tears are not made out of, purified water. Their tears are the same tears as ours. They may cry more for Imam Hussein, but their tears and the action of crying is the same. So when we cry for Hussein, we then become connected to Bibi Park. So we become, our eyes, our tears become the same branch of the same river. The same river of tears. Our branch and our water from our eyes gets connected to that river. And I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I said to you, all of these things will be given back to you on the day of judgment. Allah says, tabdeel, everything will be converted. When Allah talks in the Quran about Jannatin fi tahti tahtim anhar, that there are gardens underneath our river. These rivers are from your tears. Allah, the Malaika collect, and I said last night, Malaika come. One of their jobs is to collect your tears. And they take back to the heavens. And these are stored with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, Allah says in the Quran, everything you do is stored with me. See? So your maqam is this now, without shak, because this is kalam of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And this is the other thing as well. In many of our ahadith, we have these things. They talk about the nishan of a Shia. What is the mark of a Shia? In many ahadith, we have lots of different things. They talk about a Shia is someone who prays on time, a Shia is someone who wears a ring on their right hand, a Shia is this, a Shia is this. These are about 5 or 6 different hadiths from all different things. However, there are more than 100 hadiths that says the nishan of a Shia, if you want to know you're a Shia of Hussein, see if you cry for Imam Hussein. See if you cry for Imam Hussein. If you don't cry for Imam Hussein, there's something wrong in your heart. This is the truth. If you don't have tears for Imam Hussein, if you can't cry for Imam Hussein, you have to look within your life and see what it is you have done wrong. That's amazing, this cry for Imam Hussein. Why is this cry for Imam Hussein so much importance placed on it? So much importance is placed on it. Even when he was born, Bibi Pak said to her father, Ya Rasulullah, who is going to cry for this Hussein? This was her worry. Who is going to cry for Hussein? Rasulullah that day told Bibi Pak about you guys. If it's not you, then who is it? You show me. If it's not you, then who is it? Who was it that Rasulullah said? So, when you cry for Imam Hussein, you become a mu'min. 100% guaranteed. If you stop crying for Hussein, if your tears don't come out from Hussein, look in your life and see what it is that has gone wrong. The main reason that the tears dry up is because of haram. Food in particular. I'm not talking about halal and haram, the zikr. No, of course this is part of the fiqh, and you want to eat halal meat, and of course that has an effect on the spirit and the ruh. 100%. This is why Allah does keep on halal food and stuff like this. But we are talking about haram foods gained through ill means of money. And this goes back to what Imam Hussein said on the day of Ashura. And this is again an amazing thing as well. You see, on the day of Ashura, the battle started roughly about 6 o'clock in the morning, roughly about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And it finished about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, afternoon. Approximately 12 hours Imam Hussein fought. 12 hours non-stop. Fought in what condition? 3 days he was thirsty and hungry. That even towards the end, Imam Hussein said, my eyes didn't see anywhere. Everything was smoke. Because this is what happens when you thirst. You see, everything became smoke in his eyes. He couldn't see anywhere clearly. Yeah. Yet with this condition, and this is the other thing as well, my brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this heart of yours, He has placed the love of Hussein in his heart. Right? Allah, Imam Sadiq says, Qalbul mu'mini haramullah. Yeah? The heart of a Muslim, I said, you are mu'min. If you cry for Imam Hussein, you are mu'min. So your heart is the haram of Allah. Goes back to what I said. Awwala bayti was ahlullah. So Allah says, this heart of yours is my haram, my sanctuary. Yes, what's haram means? A sanctuary. So this heart of yours is my sanctuary. And I am very sorry I have to mention this name on the minbar. And may Allah please forgive me for mentioning this name on the minbar. But because I want you to see that this riwayah, this hadith comes from Ahlul Sunnah, not from our books. Rasulullah said this to Aisha. Ya Aisha, Man aradallahu bikhayrin. Oh Aisha, whoever Allah wants to give khair, what does khair mean? The khair that Allah gives, what does this khair mean? That means in the world, in this world, and in the hereafter, Allah gives you